What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on Nootropics. Thanks so much for being with me. I'm going to talk about not layering, what you should do when you're feeling like you have to layer nootropics onto a problem, like brain fog in the morning, as an example, or tiredness and brain fog in the afternoon. How you should really navigate those waters, because you don't necessarily need to bring nootropics in. In some of those cases, you have to get to the root of the issue. Like, don't layer on top of problems you're creating. And I'll give you some examples. In the meantime, what supports this broadcast is a couple epic nootropic products. Look, go to livecortex.com, and if you haven't tried Cortex, get it. It is a strong nootropic stack. It's basically like Adderall, but without the side effects. I mean, that is as best as I can characterize it for people that fully understand what Adderall does and people that may not fully understand the scope of what nootropics can do. But there's more. I mean, it helps your working memory. It helps you store information in your brain. It motivates you to do things. Get Cortex at livecortex.com. You have two options: either buy it singularly or just do auto ship. You can cancel at any time. Auto ship gets you Cortex for cheaper, shipped to your doorstep every month at the same time. So even if you buy Cortex and just do auto ship right away and sign up for it, well, if you don't like it for some reason, you can cancel it and you don't have to do auto ship thereafter. But most people end up sticking with it because it's just a great stack to have in the arsenal. If you are new to nootropics, and you want to not only learn the ropes, but just ascend 2-3 years into being advanced in using them. And advanced really means you know how to induce certain states on cue. Get Nootropics Ground Zero. It's a video course that I created for people that are new to show you the ropes. Everything that I've learned in nootropics, I put into that course for people that are new to take you to the pro mark. Get it at livecortex.com. More advanced course is the Nootropics Masterclass. It goes into really, really detailed, advanced principles of stacking and adjusting and inducing states on cue with nootropics. Get that at livecortex.com. VTP, if you're a guy that has to raise test. Tailored protocols for raising free and total test on the blood work. Do that at livecortex.com. And then lastly, if you're a middle-aged business person, young business person, older business person, entrepreneur, business owner, or corporate person, and you either are functioning fine, but you want to see what it's like to double your productivity and to really, really function awesomely. I mean, the kind of stuff you can do with nootropics is insane. Work with me, either on a 3.5-month basis or a 6-month basis. We also help people that are coming off of Adderall or that have taken Adderall for a long time and their brains are sort of burnt out, and other stimulants, and they can't function the way they're supposed to, and they want a solution to that. We can both repair the chemistry and then get you on regimens, multiple regimens of nootropic chemicals and supplements that make you function like you did in your heyday on Adderall, just without having to take Adderall. Get those consults at livecortex.com. We also have PSSD consults, which you can check out at the website. Okay, so let me just give you an example. So say a business guy is at nighttime, drinks whiskey. Oh, I've had a hard day, there's a whole lot going on at work and whatever, and in business, and I'm gonna have some whiskey. The guy starts drinking at 7 p.m. and takes it all the way up until 10 p.m. Okay, so there's 3 hours of drinking. But once you start drinking, right, it's well, okay, I have another one. It tries to control you in a way. It absolutely can control you in a way based on how it's hijacking neurotransmission. So just drink more faster. And so say a guy does this and gets to the point where he's pretty buzzed at 10 p.m., goes to sleep. Every morning he wakes up feeling kind of shitty, not actually hungover. He's used to it, gets in the shower or whatever, goes to work, starts doing business stuff. But yeah, look, the productivity just isn't there. The brain performance isn't there. And the brain fog and that sort of gunky, slow brain is there. One in that situation, usually, and I'm saying usually speaking from experience and dealing with businessmen and clients or whatever, or just people that might hit me up and what's going on here. I get to well, what exactly are you doing? People are trying to layer nootropic stacks on top of that. So when I wake up in the morning and I feel like this, what nootropic stack should I take? And that really isn't the answer because, and I know this is a buzzkill to some people and whatever, but you have to understand that you shouldn't be layering nootropics onto a solvable problem. The problem itself is solvable. Stop fucking drinking whiskey at night or whatever. some things are a lot harder than others to solve, like benzos. I know people that require a certain degree of specific types of benzodiazepine drugs to sleep. It's just how they're wired at this point, and they've been on the drugs for a long time, and that is, well, largely contributing to the condition that they've ended up in, where they sort of rely on them to go to sleep. And then they wake up with a hazy fog, and it doesn't go away for 3 hours or something, and they're wanting to layer nootropic stacks on top of that. And the answer is, you've got to get rid of the benzos, right? Now, look, I fully understand. This is just an example, but it can be done, as I've done it before. That weaning off of or lowering doses and then ultimately getting off of benzos is a painstaking, arduous, painful fucking process. But it can be done, right? That's a harsh example, so I understand. But you just sort of apply this where it makes sense. Other pharmaceutical drugs, citalopram, sertraline, SSRI, in the SSRI class, they are anticholinergic to the largest degree possible when it comes to drugs. And that will absolutely give you brain fog in the acute phases, and then the next day, like ongoingly. You have to look at what you're taking and what it is you're doing. If you're excessive at the gym at nighttime and you're on a fad diet, like low carb or no carb, God forbid, and your electrolyte balance, your blood sodium and water is out of whack completely, because that's what those diets do, and you're like trying to get as much sodium as you can because fucking Rob Wolf said you should take sodium and that's like the solution. It's not. Your adrenals are tanking, and your ability to manage sodium and water via aldosterone is highly deficient. Stop doing what you're doing, right? Eat more carbs in that particular case. Don't look to layer a nootropic stack on top of that. If you're sleeping like shit, and it is something you can control, but it's you're engaged in habits at nighttime that are routine, that you like to do. Like maybe you're doing some research, or you're fucking around, or you're gaming, or doing whatever, but like it's interrupting your sleep because you're staying up too late, you're burning the midnight oil. I often find that when you burn the midnight oil, like burning the candle on both ends, staying up later than you usually do, that even if you sleep a solid 8 hours, you still feel it the next day, right? So if you're doing things that are causing you to have a brain fog and not be at your best in certain other times of the day, don't look to layer a nootropic stack on top of that. I really, really want you guys to get this. Fix the issue, because the more you do that and fix the root cause of the problems, and start thinking about like, what are the root causes of my 2 p.m. crash? Maybe it's my blood sugar, because it always happens after my meal. The more you start doing that, the closer you get to an optimized baseline. Right? You don't want to be layering nootropics and other chemicals on top of each other because you have this issue. You ultimately want to be working in the opposite direction, the direction of a really, really good baseline. Like, I haven't taken any nootropics today, and I had a really productive day. My baseline is great. I just feel good, and I'm making myself feel good I've optimized my baseline for years. I mean, there's hiccups in between, etc., whatever. But it's good to be there. And the more that you focus on the issues causing your brain fog at certain times in the day, instead of using nootropics to band-aid over them, and in most cases, it won't even work, because you're like, oh, if at 2 p.m. I feel this way, I'll take this stack. Well, that doesn't work that way. You're going to desensitize your receptor sites from that stack. You'll have to alternate between stacks. In some cases it applies, in some cases it doesn't. I'm not telling you not to take nootropics. I'm just saying, move toward optimizing baseline. And don't be doing things like the whiskey guy. It's fucking 10 o'clock at night and you're still drinking whiskey. Like, put it down, brother. Listen, brother. All right? Leave it alone, bro. And you won't have that sludge feeling in the morning. But the greatest part about that is when you do that, when you work to solving the baseline energy issues as much as you can for a consistent period of time, maybe it takes you 3 months, maybe it takes you 6, maybe more. What you can then do with nootropics when you wake up and you're like, yeah, I feel pretty good. Like, that's where I'm at, and that's where I want everybody to ultimately end up being, is phenomenal. You wake up feeling great, and then you throw down 500 of aniracetam, a little bit of choline, you have some coffee, maybe take some teacrine, 100 of theanine, and you're like, fucking, I feel amazing. And you get in flow and you get 4 hours of work done. You're like, dude, ball moving stuff just got done. That's what you want. That is the most optimal way to use nootropics, and I hope that I have convinced you. Thank you so much for being with me. Thanks for watching, everybody. More content to come soon. I just actually moved from the east side of Pennsylvania all the way to the west side of Pennsylvania. So I'm in Pittsburgh now. That's why I've been around for the last week. But now the studio's set up, everything's set up, my office is set up. It's just bitching, and so much more content to come, and I can resume working on the products that I've been working on and really focus on those. So look forward to that. Lots of content to come. Trying to do some live streams soon enough, so look out for those. I'll try to notify you guys when we're going to do them. Go to livecortex.com. Look, get the Cortex stack. Powerful, pre-made nootropic stack. It's really like Adderall without the side effects, like very close to that modafinil brain power feeling. It's just strong. Buy it singularly or do auto ship livecortex.com. If you're new to nootropics, stop right here. Get Nootropics Ground Zero. If you want to just skip 3 years and learn what you need to know to really get results from nootropics, get that video course, livecortex.com. VTP if you're a guy that has to race test. If you are a young, middle-aged, or older business male that is in need of performance, brain performance and energy, fully optimizing everything, optimizing baseline, and then on top of that, using nootropics to really turn you into a powerhouse of productivity and mental performance. I mean, look, cognition and how it's working drives your life. That's it. I am a specialist in that. Let me help you perform better cognitively. Either a 3.5 month or a 6 month consult. The 3.5 months, we get a lot done, but if you have the budget and really want to go all in, do a 6 month consult with me. I promise you will not be sorry. We will get substantial results. Do that stuff at livecortex.com. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you next time.